Have a show running at the York Theatre Company called The Road to Qatar, which is about, which is about us. I mean, the story, I don't know if you know the story.
Yes, I know. I'm going to go over here while you tell it. Okay, because I want to hear it.
5 years ago, David and I both got emails, and it said,
we want you to write a musical, how much?
And it turned out to be from a company in Dubai who wanted us to write. Now, we didn't know each other. You have to remember this. They wanted us to write a musical that was to be premiered in Qatar for the Emir of Qatar. And for 1,000 of his
the world's
best friends.
largest glass-enclosed soccer stadium.
And first I got the email, and I kept asking, who's the composer going to be? They wouldn't tell me. And then he got the email, and he asked who's going to write it, and they wouldn't tell him. But finally, they said, your collaborator will be David Krane, and we met at the Tic Tac Diner on 34th Street, and we looked at each other and we thought, oh my God, they must have had a height requirement, and that we were separated at birth. And so we got to know each other very well on a 14-hour flight to Dubai, where we found out what this musical was going to be about. We wrote this huge musical that had 20 camel caravans and Arabian stallions and falcons and flying stars
And acrobats and jugglers and camels.
in Qatar. Now we came back from this and we had this incredible story, and we decided, well, you know, we're two short Jews, so we have to write a musical about it. And we did, and we wrote this show, and now it's at the York Theatre Company, and it's starring many wonderful people who are here tonight. Jamie Bean is playing me in the back, and Sarah Stiles, who you're going to see.
Our artistic director, Jim Morgan, is here.
And so anyway, we wrote a bunch of songs at first, and at first it was really about us before we changed the names to protect us, because we were very scared. So we wrote a song about our meeting, which is a cut song now in the show, and we thought we would do that for you tonight, because we realized that, you know, there are wonderful cut songs from shows that then become famous, like From This Moment On, but this isn't one of them.
Stephen, we should also say that our album is being recorded.
Yes, and we're getting the original cast album on J Records, which will be out in the summer. So here's the song. Anyway, the two guys meet in the diner, and they look at each other, and David says,
amazing! It's like meeting me!
David, tell me this. Did you get to go to your first Broadway show before you were 11?
Yes! Did you know when you were in that very last row, you were just this close to heaven?
I did. Did you know when the overture played that you strayed where you always wanted to be?
Of course! Did you ever look one row behind and then suddenly find there was a kid who looked just like you, and it was me?
Nah, that never happened. Yes, 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 yes. A waitress comes by and says, what do you have? And I say, I'll tell you what I won't have, a mirror, because I'm looking into one.
Look at those cheeks, pinchably red. See them glow as they go to my head.
Here's looking at you, kid. Here's looking at us. Look at that skin, smooth as a stone. I thought that secret was mine all along. Here's looking at you, kid, for I should have known. I'm one of a pair, pardon my stare, but you're staring back at the lack of my hair. Could this be any queerer? You're like a short, cute Jewish mirror.
How you bounce, cute as a pup.
Look in my eyes, you won't have to look up. Here's looking at you, kid. There's so much more to discuss. But first, it's a toast for whatever it's worth. Here's to we, may I say, separated at birth. Here's looking at you, kid. Here's looking at all right. It wasn't like it was the Prince of the Pauper or Martin Gare. We could see into each other's souls. It was a romance.
You know, each of us had somebody waiting at home, but there was nothing going on here. But as the meeting went on, we realized we had the same goals, the same ambitions, the same tuna on toast, and we both had mothers.
No, it's not time for them yet unless you want to discuss how to kill them.
You want to kill your mother too?
Only for the last 20 years!
Stop every press. Here comes the news. You are what I am. We're Siamese Jews.
Are Siamese Jews connected at the bladder?
Here's looking at you, kid. There's so much more to discuss. Let's lift up our toast with the white bread, all right. I hope you don't choke, or else I gotta die. Here's looking at you, kid.
All right, if I'm going to look, I got to put on my glasses.
You wear glasses? Me too!
Here's looking at us.
Let's bring up Sarah Stiles.
Sarah Stiles, is she still in the
No, she's in our show.
She's in your show right
She's
now.
going back
I
to
saw her in
that
a week
because she's so good. She is so good. Sarah Stiles. Sarah Stiles.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey.
How are you?
Sarah plays a wonderful character in our show who we met in Dubai, a kind of Lebanese valley girl. And later in the show, after she tells us all about who she is, she goes to London. And she has a wonderful number called Nazirah in London. And I'm going to let her have this. Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Sing it, Sarah.
That never happens.
And basically, in London, she's turned into a kind of businesswoman and changed completely. And one of the characters says to her, you know, my God, getting out of the Middle East is certainly agreed with you.
Mr. Cole, you'll be saying a mouthful. Lebanon, farewell. Fine, fine, inside out. Nazirah's in London and she's shopping upside down.
Look here, a new Nazirah.
Ta-ta to Qatar, Cairo, in my notes. Nazirah's in London and she's eating fish and chips and eating too fat. I stepped into a hot on that day of days. I kicked out forlorn and I was reborn. But charge and please became my favorite phrase. Some actors go to Raga, Nazirah go to Prada. I shop as if the merchandise is free. Nazirah's in London and she's where she's meant to be. Oh, come with me, boys. We go meet Mr. Mansour and Mr. Farid. Maybe I stop along the way to pick up some Filipinas. Taxi! That's great. Oh, charge it, please. Oh, no, charge it, please. Charge it, please. Costume change.
Nazirah! Nazirah!
When on farewell, daughter and sea. Nazirah's in London, and she's where she's meant. She's charging her rent. I'm looking good, you said it. The credit goes to credit if you read it in a headline in a green. Nazirah's in London, and she's where she's meant. She is totally content. I'm finally
The road to Qatar, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to bring an old friend up to the stage.